morning. Let's talk about sleep and body weight update. So it's a little after 7:30, about 7:48 now. I woke up about 7:30, so that's later than the time I used to wake up. But the important thing this morning is I woke up rested, so that's a good thing. I'm leaning towards getting rid of the foam topper on top of my bed, and I'm hoping that will help me get some better sleep. Anyways, body weight update. So this is sort of interesting but not surprising. So I was at 146 yesterday, and yesterday was first day of 3 dozen eggs per day. Now I didn't actually achieve 3 dozen, but we'll talk about that in a second. So I kind of anticipated that because I would be having that many extra eggs, I might not feel like having a whole lot of food. And indeed, I was not hungry. I did not eat very much. I ended up eating 1 hamburger patty and about 3 pieces of pork spare ribs. And that was it. And that is not very much food for me. Now, I'm not starving. I'm eating, and I'm adding an extra, dozen eggs, or trying to. So it's definitely not like I'm, lacking in protein. I found it was interesting that this happened right when I went to 2 dozen eggs, that I ended up having the dip in weight at that point in time, which tells me that was food weight. And I had a dip in weight yesterday. My morning weight today is 145.2. Previously was 146, so that's down 0.8 of a pound. So that tells me that amount right there is basically food weight. And there may be some additional weight in there, which is basically just water retention. You do need water to do processing of protein and things like that. So it is a bit of a double-edged sword not being able to drink fluids or drink as much water as you want to when you first start, I'll just say week 2. But now I'm into week 3, and I kind of developed a routine during week 2 of when was the best time to drink water. And of course, that was basically about an hour after any meal, whether that be a shake or a regular meal. Also in the middle of the night. So my body is driving me to get additional water, and that's okay. And even though I did wake up a couple times in the middle of the night last night, and I did have to drink some water. I wasn't guzzling down water. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, I'll have a few sips of water. Just enough to basically keep me from feeling like I'm parched, right? I don't want to drink tons and tons of water in the middle of the night, just because I'm going to wake up again pretty soon. I had to go to the bathroom, so. All right, so that's the body weight update. The next update is going to be the 3 dozen egg update. So how am I going to tackle the 3 dozen eggs? And I talked about this yesterday, but my strategy today is just to do 10 eggs in each shake, and let's see how that works for me. So if I could start off there, then maybe I can work my way up to a dozen or something like that. So that's the goal. And again, like the very first time I did this 36 egg diet, I didn't get anywhere near 36 eggs. I got to 24. I got to 2 dozen per day, and that was it. And then I stopped. So, because I was just like hitting my wall. So don't worry if you're hitting your wall and your body is telling you no more. You need to respect that. You need to listen, and you need to respond. Okay, so one more quick update. I know this one's running long, but I'm packing a lot in here. Let's talk about side effects from week 2. We talked a lot about water, but one of the things we haven't talked about was some of the digestive upset. And I have mentioned in the past that anytime I was having basically like diarrhea or something, I would go and make sure I started using lipase. I was kind of off and on in the first week, using it as needed. And I found pretty much in the second week that I needed to start using it consistently. So that's what I did, but it took me a little while to get to that point. I was having, I'd be fine, and then the next day I'd have issues, and then I'd be fine, and then I'd have issues. So it was sort of fluctuating. The other thing I noticed was really bad gas and obviously a strong sulfur smell. So that wasn't pleasant. That was definitely an unpleasant side effect of 24 eggs per day. Not completely surprising, I guess, to anyone who's ever eaten eggs and had some digestive upset and some gas as a result. One thing I can say is that having that lipase, actually, the digestive enzymes that I'm taking, has also seemed to help with that. Other than that, it just maybe my body has adapted, but it kicked in towards the end of the 2 weeks, or towards the end of week 2, which is also when I had started doing some lipase consistently. So probably about the 4th or 5th day of the second week, I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this every meal. So, all right, so that's the morning update. Again, target, we're in the 3 dozen week. I'm not even planning on reaching for that number today, but 30 is the goal for today. So we'll see if we can do that. All right, I will check in with you later. All right, time for some high intensity interval training. It's a rest day, so this is my exercise for today. Probably not even gonna do abs, I don't know, maybe, but definitely gonna get the HIIT in, and because no walk this morning either. This is July, it's miserable outside. Okay. That's it. Whew. It's real quick, 15 minutes. A little under, about 14 and change. So, whew. It's a good workout though. All right. That's it for intensity interval training today. Whew. Yeah, I'm still breathing hard. Okay. Whew. I'm glistening. All right, time for first shake. So going for 10 eggs, and hopefully I can drink it all. So I've noticed that this total milk protein doesn't exactly blend up as well as, say, my collagen. I mean, this is probably not hydrolyzed in any way, so it's a little more resistant to blending. So I'm going to try to add it in first and see if that helps any. I put the keto creamer on the bottom, and then that milk protein on top, and then I'll start adding eggs. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a blend halfway through and see if that gets, if that helps. All right, 5 eggs in, and it looks like I'm baking a cake, but other than that, I'm gonna give it a blend. All right, 600 mils of eggy goodness. This is the first half here. I forgot to add the glycine. I need to do that. Doesn't taste right. All right, take 2. Better. All right, I'm gonna knock this out, get a shower, and start on some videos. All right, so I just got body measurements done finally, and man, like I've gained a lot of belly fat actually, so that's not exactly a thrilling concept. And a little bit of gains on the biceps, which is interesting because biceps is where I saw most of my gains last time actually when I did this. So I seem just to see more growth in biceps than anywhere else, which, you know, don't get me wrong, that's fine. I'd like to see a little more growth on the chest, but what I'm planning to do is to start modifying this actually. So this is something that I did last time, and we'll see how it works this time. But I'd like to throw in some fasting days actually. And I did this last time so that every once in a while I would have either a 24 or a 36-hour fast. And then the next day, you know, I would go back to my normal schedule. And usually when I was trying to do this, I would try to arrange it so that these fasting days were falling on days when I was not doing as much exercise. So these are probably more like recovery type days. So the days that I'm, just like a rest day. So I thought about doing that again. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump right in. And today's a rest day. And so I know I did have one shake today, which was 10 eggs. I was able to drink that in a normal amount of time. So the 8 egg shake versus the 10 egg shake, there doesn't seem to be much of a big difference for me. I'm able to drink the 10 eggs in about an hour, like I'm able to drink the 8 eggs. What was interesting is trying to drink the dozen eggs, like I was at an hour and a half and I couldn't finish it. So maybe 10 eggs is a magic number for me. In any case, I had 10 eggs today. I had that one shake, and that's gave me some data. It gave me a data point that said, hey, I think I can do this. So now my plan though is to pivot.
Here we go, pivot!
And I always like to be able to adjust on the fly, especially when I'm doing experiments like this. So I know this may undermine the experiment a little bit, but I wanted to do this because this, I think, worked out well for me last time. And so the approach will be to go ahead and fast for the rest of today until tomorrow morning. And then I'll be able to go back and start doing my shakes and meals again. But so basically for the next 20 to 24 hours, I'm just gonna fast and try to utilize nothing but, you know, the fat on board for energy. I'm just going to use all the tools in my toolbox, and one of them is fasting. So I'm going to see if I can even do this. I haven't had a lot of success with fasting recently, but yeah, I think a 20 to 24 hour fast should be no problem, and then we'll see how it goes. But that's it for food for today. So I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna, you know, do whatever work I need to get done, and I'm gonna drink water, and that's gonna be it. All right, probably sit out and try and get some sun too, because it's a gorgeous day outside. So that's all I have for right now. I'll check in with you later.
A few minutes later.
All right. Good evening. So, don't really have much of an update for tonight. I'm still fasting, so that's it. Fasting not very long now, just about 10 hours, but like the good thing is that I'm fasting already 10 hours, and then now it's nighttime. So in any case, yeah, tomorrow if I wake up at 7:30, you know, I've added 9 hours of 9 more hours of fasting, which would put me real close to 20 hours. And yeah, my goal is at least 20 hours, somewhere between 20 to 24. So that's really it. That's the update I have this evening, and I will catch you in the morning. See you then.